Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm so excited to teach you guys about smoothies. My name is Anna, as you guys probably can see, and we're actually recording or having our class in our Andover store downtown Andover. We also have a location in Newburyport. So we're into smoothies. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's a great time to get on a healthy New Year's resolution for some of you guys. I heard some of you chatting before that you're trying to incorporate some healthier things into your life. And if anybody can't hear me or I'm not loud enough, just let us know. So I'll speak louder if need be. So I just wanted to get a feeling. Now, do any of you guys already make your own smoothies? Does everybody have a blender at home? I'll give you guys like a little background on some of the equipment that we use here, which may or may not be necessary for you to have at home. In our store, we like to use Vitamix blenders. I'll be using a pitcher like this, and Vitamix does make home blenders that you can use in your home. But they tend to be a little bit stronger, and they can grind up seeds like flax seeds or chia seeds, and it makes just a little bit of a smoother smoothie. But if you're okay with your smoothie not being super smooth, then you can use like maybe, I don't know, some people have NutriBullets. I'm not advertising anything. I don't get anything out of this. It's just nice to make sure that you have like a decent blender at home. I've burned out many old blenders over the years trying to do different things in them, but yeah, so we're going to use a Vitamix. And when I do blend, I'll let you guys know because it will be very loud. And I don't want to hurt anybody's ears. So I'm going to give you guys like the basic rundown of like to make a great smoothie. You just need to know some fundamentals. And then you can take what I teach you and change it around and be creative as you can be. And some of the ingredients you might not know. If you want me to talk more about them, I'm happy to. But so the basics are, you just want to have a fruit base. I'm going to teach you guys about green smoothies. You've probably heard about green smoothies. And all that means is that we add some leafy greens to it, like spinach or kale. I'll show you, like, so we'll try it. We're going to add spinach. I chopped up some kale. That's another thing. If your blender isn't really strong, you can help it by chopping things up. So as you saw the kale, usually it's in a big bunch and it's a big leaf, but I just chopped this up kind of fine to make it easier on the blender, if that helps you guys at home. Also, we just try to use things that we don't like to add refined sugars. Like if you guys are trying to be healthy, you don't want to add a lot of sugar to the smoothies. Fruit is sweet enough, and we'll add some fruit, but you want to minimize as much sugars. But if you do have a little bit of a sweet tooth, I don't know if you guys, we sometimes use dates here. So this is a medjool date. Make sure when you have the date, I'm going to show you in the middle, there's a seed, and we got to take it out or it'll break the blade in your blender. So I'm going to just show you guys this. Make sure you open the date if it's not already open and use that. So these sometimes can be a little bit hard on your blender. Tricks you can do, you can add, you can break up the date, chop it up, or you can add it to some hot water, to soften it before you blend it, or overnight if you know you're going to make a smoothie in the morning. And also like always have some frozen or fresh fruit on hand. We're going to use strawberries, which many of you guys know. We have some wild blueberries, bananas, mangoes. So these will be like the bases that I'm going to use. And then we're a plant-based cafe, and plant-based means we don't use animal products. So we don't use milk from animals. So we'll use nut milks or seed milks, which maybe you've tried or not tried. Here at our own store, we make our own nut milks and seed milks, but for you guys, for time, I just went to the store and I went to Market Basket, which is great. And you guys can get things like, can you read that? This is just like so delicious. Again, I don't make any money. And I'm gonna recommend like getting the creamer versus the milk. One, there's healthier fats, and two, there's a difference between the milks and the creamers. And the creamers, they don't add a lot of synthetic vitamins. So when you read on the side of a panel, when you read on the nutrition panel, sometimes it'll say like all these vitamins that you think are in it naturally, they're actually chemically added after the fact. your body doesn't really absorb them that great. We try to add all of our vitamins and nutrients from the fruits and the veggies and the seeds that we have. So we're proponents of whole foods. So this is a coconut creamer. They also, I'm a big fan of oat milk too. There's so many great oat milk products. This brand, this one I just saw, I found this one the other day. It's a Planet Oat milk creamer. And the nice thing is they're thick and creamy. They make your smoothies taste really rich and full of flavor. They don't add a ton of calories. And we've worked with a lot of the elderly population over the years, and many of them, they've started to steer clear of dairy. Their doctor advised them because maybe they had mucus or hard time swallowing. So sometimes making just a little adjustment and cutting some of the dairy out of your diet can help you guys feel a little bit better. And then there's also another brand. This one is really delicious too, Chobani. That one has I go for the extra creamy though. So that'll make the smoothie more delicious. So here, sometimes we'll just make our own almond milk. We'll just blend almonds with some water, and that's almond milk. So you don't even have to pay for expensive almond milks. Oat milk, on the other hand, is actually a little bit more of a challenging thing to make at home. So that's why I'm recommending the store-bought ones for that. So the first smoothie we're going to do, I'm going to teach you guys about, let's see, why don't we just do like a basic green smoothie? And so the trick is start with, so the serving size of all of the smoothies that I'm going to teach you, the serving size when it's done is going to be about 16 ounces. So you'll have a little pint of a smoothie. So the first one, what are you guys favorite? We have like a bunch of fruit here. I can get some recommendations from you guys or just jump in. What do you guys want to start with? I can do anything. Throw out a suggestion. Berries? Are you guys mango fans? Maybe just nod your head if one of you guys want me. Do you want me to start with a berry smoothie? That seems really common around here. It's pretty popular. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So this one we're going to do, let's see, the ratios, we're going to do 2 cups of fruit. So these are all like pints. So the ratio is always, it's going to be 2 cups of fruit. So you could do a mixture of fruits. So you can do berries and bananas in here. We could do 2 kinds of berries in here. But I've noticed like when people get too complicated with the smoothie ingredients, they end up being really disappointed and having like crazy giant portions that they don't even want to finish. And then you wasted all these expensive ingredients. So this is kind of a foolproof way to make a good smoothie. So start simple. Don't get too crazy with adding too many fruits. Sometimes you can find those like bags of frozen fruit at the store. And I sometimes find like, I'm not a fan of frozen, like putting like blackberries or raspberries because the seeds don't blend up very good and then they end up all in my teeth. So I sometimes just will buy a bunch of fresh fruit, and I always have fruit freezing in the fridge freezing in the freezer, sorry. And then, so you can like freeze them in these little cups if you want. So say you have bananas that are like you're worried that they're going to go bad. Some people make banana bread. I'll put them in the freezer for my smoothies. So we're going to start. This one is a strawberry smoothie. And since we are trying to be healthier, I am going to add some greens. Spinach is a nice one to start with because it doesn't really mess up the flavor. The color might not be as beautiful. You might not see the pretty pink, but sometimes I tell people if they're squeamish about looking at the color, maybe use blueberries. Blueberries can tend to mask the color of the green. But I think people are more into green smoothies these days. It's not as rare. When we started 15 years ago, people were terrified of what we were doing. So it's become more common. So spinach is a good one. Kale is much stronger in flavor. So I would not add this size portion of kale. Maybe just start with like a 1/4 cup or like a little handful. So, all right. And let's see. This one I'm going to add like a healthy fat also. I'm going to try, chia seeds are great. Chia helps your digestion. It can help you just become more regular if some people I know struggle with that. So chia is a nice thing, and you don't need a lot of it to be effective. Like a teaspoon is all you need. So that's what we're going to add, some chia seeds to this smoothie. So I'm just going to add a teaspoon. That's not much. And there's 2 different, you can see inside here, there's white and black chia. There's different varieties, no difference in the nutrition. And if you don't have access to chia seeds, flax seeds are fine too. And I know that you can get ground up flax seeds, but I don't know if a lot of people know this, but flax can go rancid pretty quick. So sometimes it's better just to have it as a whole seed and just throw it in the smoothie when you're ready. Or if you have a little coffee grinder, you can grind up seeds in advance and throw them in there. So let's just do a simple green smoothie. We're going to choose one fruit base. So I'm going to just do strawberries. I'm going to add some spinach and some chia seeds, and we'll pick one of the milk bases. So I'm going to turn around here. You guys might want to turn the volume down because it might get loud when I start blending. I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm going to blend, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I have my 2 cups of berries. We're going to add 1 cup of oat milk. You guys, can everybody see this okay? What I'm doing?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to add a little bit of ice. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of ice. We're going to add a little bunch of spinach in here. And just to make it a little bit sweeter, I'm going to put like 1/2 of this date. Hey, Kristen, can you grab the blender? I do not know where it went. All right, I don't know how loud this is going to get. Okay, the trick is with blending, don't add too much liquid. If you think it's not blending well, just turn the volume of your blender down, start really slow, and just let it catch up. But don't keep adding liquid because it'll end up being too watery, and you want it to be thick, more like a shake. I know I do because it fills me up and I drink it a little slower, and it's more enjoyable that way. And also you can just keep an eye on it and make sure that all the little ingredients, if you see that you can still identify spinach and you can still identify little particles of the berries, just blend it a little bit longer. So I'm going to blend this for like probably 10 seconds more. Whole food smoothies take longer to blend. Generally, like blend it for like 1 minute to 2 minutes, just so that you can emulsify all the fats and break down all the ingredients. The benefits of smoothies are they don't take as much time to digest in your body. So you don't want to have to chew it. Unless you enjoy that, you can. But I know our customers will complain if we had unblended smoothies. All right, so I'm going to blend it just for 10 more seconds to get it more smooth, and then we'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, that's nice and blended. And like I said, all the portions, more or less, that I'm doing are 12 to 16 ounces. Because again, if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to manage your sugars or increase your nutrition, portioning is important. I used to not think so, but it is. It's good to know. So this is a 16-ounce cup. So let's see how much we yielded. It looks like 16 on here. All right, so this one ended up being about 12 ounces. And the nice thing is, you can make them a little bit in advance and let them, if it has like chia seeds or flax, if you put it in your fridge, it'll get a little thicker. And if you want to have it later, you can just add ice, but don't add more nut milks and add more. If you're trying to watch calories, don't keep adding other things. You can just add ice to reblend it. All right, so the color's not too scary, right? I added some greens to it. So it's a little pink with a little green tinge to it. Not too
Yep.
scary, right, guys?
No, no.
Are you guys feeling more adventurous to add greens to your smoothies tomorrow morning, maybe?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so that was just like a simple berry greens. Let's try like are you guys chocolate fans?
Yes.
Okay, so the kind of awesome. I love chocolate. I love coffee flavored things. So another base, if you want, you can add, if you don't want to do like a creamy nut milk, you can add like cold brew coffee, or if you have iced coffee, you can add that as a base of a smoothie and make your own kind of iced coffee drink at home, and just add bananas, like 2 cups of bananas. This one we're gonna do bananas. So 2 cups of bananas. I have recipes for you guys. I'll send them over.
Oh, okay.
I have them on here, but I didn't want to leave and do a screen share. I know it's probably, maybe at the end I can just screen share it to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do hemp seeds, bananas, and chocolate. So it's important to know, again, not every chocolate is the same, and we use cacao, which is unprocessed chocolate. Or you might see cocoa in the store, but if you can't find cacao powder, make sure you get unsweetened cocoa. So it doesn't look a whole lot different. So this is what cacao powder is. This is just pure chocolate ground up before. And I guess in the cocoa process, they do like a little bit more processing and strip some of the nutrients out. So we're kind of purists. So we just want to have as clean of ingredients for you guys as possible. And I just love cacao. It smells so good. All right. So we're going to do in this one, what do I do with the smoothie base here? So we're going to do 2 cups of banana. Let's do a tablespoon of hemp seeds. Maybe a heaping tablespoon. And then we're going to do a heaping tablespoon of the cacao powder. And we're going to add a cup of liquid. You can just use water. If you don't have these nut milks either, don't feel like you have to use a nut milk. You can just add water if that's it. But try to have a good quality filtered water too. So we're gonna do like a half a cup of ice, or more if you want. And I'm gonna throw the other little half of the date that I showed you guys. I'm gonna break it up a little bit. We're gonna throw it in there. And let's see, where's my lid? I made the mistake of, make sure you always hold the lid before you turn it on, and turn the volume of your blender all the way down. I've had disasters in my kitchen where I forgot to do that. So I always hold the lid down. So we're gonna start really slow. I'm turning it on, so. Okay, so now we have this, it's a chocolate banana base. You can enjoy it just like this, which is fine, or you can we can add some kale to it. You don't have to add any more liquid, because once you blend up the greens, like that actually ends up thinning it out a little bit. And we can also, even to this chocolate one, if you guys like berries too, we can add a little bit of blueberries. So just like, once you guys know the ratios, you can have a great smoothie. It's just the trick is don't add too many combinations. Keep the base simple and don't add too much liquid. All right, so I'm gonna add some blueberries to this, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna measure it just to be good. All right, so this is, I'm just gonna add a 1/4 cup, all right? next. So let's add a 1/4 cup. And let's add a little bit of kale. Kale's not my favorite in smoothies because it does change the taste a little bit. So I'm not going to add a lot. And that's plenty for your nutrition for the day. Spinach, you can definitely add a lot more and it won't mess up the taste. All right, so we're going to start. Make sure you put the lid on, turn the volume all the way down, and start slow. Okay, cool. And the greens, again, it didn't change the color too dramatically because I didn't add too much. Let's see how this one comes out. Perfect. All right, I'm going to bring it over to you guys. See, the color's still, you can still identify it. It's like a little bit of blueberry, but it's not super green. Sometimes people add so many greens and try to get like really add all these vegetables, and then the combination is like, it's just not enjoyable. So start simple and just pick like one vegetable that you want to try. Definitely don't use like store-bought orange juices or like fruit juices as the base, because again, we're trying to avoid artificial sugars, and you want to keep your, I don't know about you, but diabetes is in my family, so I try to steer clear of too many sugars for the day. And I used to like make my smoothies way too sweet, and then I would have this big energy crash later in the day. So this is to give you guys fuel. Maybe you guys go to the gym, so like have your smoothie, go for a walk outside, and your energy will kind of, it'll sustain you. Chia seeds are really great for that. Another thing that's a really cool ingredient I'm going to show you guys is, have you guys heard of maca powder or seen it on the shelves? Maybe maca? No, that's new to you guys? Cool. Yeah. Okay, so maca, so this is a Peruvian root, and they dry it and then grind it up, and it's really, really good for, it's called an adaptogen, and it helps your body adapt to stress. And I know that this past year has been very stressful for everyone. So things that I've enjoyed, maca, and a good flavor combination with maca, the smoothie that we had, anything with like cacao and like anything with chocolate, maca tastes really delicious. We have a smoothie here called the maca mocha, and it's bananas and almonds and cacao and maca. So it also just helps balance your hormones naturally too, which is really cool. So not all macas are equal. Oh, spell it. M-A, oh, here we go.
Oh, M-A-C-A.
Maca.
Yeah, maca.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from Peru. So look it up on the internet. It's really interesting. You could just get it as a powder. They sell it at Whole Foods, or you could buy it bulk online. But you don't need a lot. It's a very strong kind of flavor. It kind of gives maltiness kind of a taste. So, I mean, half a teaspoon, like that's all I'm using right here is just like a little half teaspoon. And that's plenty for a 16-ounce smoothie. Cool. All right, so maybe not all of you guys like banana-based smoothies, or you want to have something a little bit more zesty. So I have mangoes. Mangoes are really delicious. Do you guys have access to like fresh ginger? Yes. Ginger is a really good combination with mangoes, but ginger is another one of those ingredients that you can really overdo it. So ginger, like when you buy it, it's like a root. And I don't have like a fresh piece of it here because we juice it all and portion it out, so it's always the same amount. So we use the ginger juice and then put that into our smoothies. But ginger's awesome. But when you buy it fresh, like literally, like you only need a piece, like a half an inch, like maybe like the side, like your half of your thumb. Mm-hmm. So don't go crazy because it's very, very strong. But mango and ginger is a really good combination, and spinach too. Another thing that's a great ingredient. A lot of people love adding yogurt, and there's so many great dairy-free yogurts on the market, and this is a good one. It's so delicious. It has there's a coconut yogurt, and it's pretty inexpensive, and it gives you your probiotics. So we're gonna do just like a mango, dairy-free yogurt, some greens, and some ginger, and then we'll just add some ice and water. So we'll do that next. Hey, Kristen, can you grab me some ginger? I'm just going to pour this out. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys.
Okay. Now I have to go shopping to get all the food. That's okay.
I just had to clean up the blender. Are you guys having fun?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes.
All right, cool. Is it helpful to you guys?
Yes.
Is it helpful? All right, awesome. All right, so this is about 2 cups. Remember, we're always just going to try to stay with that 16-ounce ratio. So we're going to do 2 cups of mango. And this you can use, you don't have to use the whole portion. I would just recommend, so you probably could get 3 servings out of this. So you don't, you know, if you're on a budget. So I'm just going to do like a tablespoon of yogurt just to get the probiotic benefits. We're going to add some spinach here. That's good. I'm going to measure. Here. We're going to do some ice. This is a quarter. This one is a half a cup of ice. I usually do like 2 cups. 2 cups of fruit, 1 cup of liquid, and a half a cup of ice, and that usually gives a nice ratio. I'm not gonna, since we already added the yogurt, we're just gonna add a little bit of water. This is just pure filtered water. We have a really awesome filtration system here. So we're adding a cup of water. And like I said, if you want to try things like adding ginger, we can add this one too. We can add some more chia seeds to this one. You guys choose like one dry ingredient that you want to add. So maybe we'll add some, for extra fiber, we'll add a teaspoon of chia seeds. All right, I'm going to blend, so it'll get loud for a second. So sometimes when you hear that, like the blender needs to catch up. So go back down in volume, like turn it down low and let it catch up and blend. Don't add more liquid. See it there, now it's doing its job. Okay, awesome. This one will be nice and thick. So sometimes I don't always love eating or just drinking my smoothie. Sometimes if it's thicker, I'll eat it with a spoon, and you can put granola on top or other fruit toppings. And so that's also another way to enjoy your smoothie. It doesn't have to just be in a cup. Let's see the texture of this one. This one is nice and creamy. Awesome. I love this. This it's a blender spatula, so you can get all the last little bits of smoothie out of the blender without getting your hands in there, and it's awesome, especially when you're making smoothies with expensive ingredients. All right, cool. I'm going to show you guys this one. So this one, it's hard to hide the green because it's hard to hide the green in this one. So this one is a beautiful green color, but it's awesome. It has your healthy fats in it. It has not a lot of fiber from the spinach and the mango. We added extra fiber with the chia seeds, which has your essential fatty acids in there. So this is an awesome like breakfast thing or an afternoon snack. Oh, it's already 11:30. I just was like, I hope I didn't go too fast for you guys. That was pretty much it. I'm open for questions. If you guys have things that I under-explained, over-explained, whatever, I'm here to answer questions.
Thank you, Anna. So at this time, I'm going to stop recording. So I'm going to we can open it up. So for